When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Proverbs 3 verse 24. Every night, when silence fills the air and the world fades into stillness, something sacred begins. The human heart whispers words it never speaks aloud. The body rests, yet the spirit reaches out beyond time and flesh. Prayer in bed, it seems simple, quiet, even casual. Yet spiritually, it carries profound mystery. Some say kneeling shows reverence. Others insist hands lifted to heaven are the truest form of worship. But what happens when you pray lying down, when your eyes are heavy, and your body is wrapped in stillness? This is not laziness. It is something far more powerful. Because God listens not to posture, but to presence. In this teaching, you will learn the hidden spiritual dimension of praying while lying down. What happens in the unseen realm when your last thought before sleep is a prayer? And how that simple act opens doors of divine protection, healing, and revelation. Stay until the end, because what you'll discover about this quiet form of prayer will change your nights forever. God hears the heart, not the posture. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance. But the Lord looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. In prayer, posture matters only when it aligns with the heart. The early prophets prayed standing, kneeling, even lying flat on the ground. Yet God's focus was never on the form, but on the faith. When you pray lying down, your body rests, but your soul stands before God. The horizontal posture symbolizes surrender. It says, "I rest in you completely." That stillness becomes an offering, a silent statement that even in weakness, even in fatigue, your spirit longs for connection. God never measures devotion by movement. He measures it by sincerity. When your heart whispers His name as you drift into sleep, He inclines His ear toward you. The sacred stillness of the night. On my bed I remember you, I think of you through the watches of the night. Psalm 63 verse 6. Night carries divine symbolism. Darkness represents mystery, yet in that mystery, faith shines brightest. When you pray lying down in bed, you enter a sacred stillness that few notice. Your mind slows. The chaos of the day disappears. In that silence, prayer pierces through layers of worry, fear, and noise. Many spiritual battles are fought in the night: anxiety, temptation, doubt. Yet prayer in bed transforms your resting place into an altar. Your room becomes a sanctuary. While others drift to sleep burdened with worry, the one who prays in bed rests under the covering of divine peace. That peace is not the absence of noise, it is the presence of God. When the body rests, the spirit rises. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 26 verse 41. Lying in bed, your body may be weak, but your spirit is awake. This is the paradox of night prayer. The body seeks rest, the spirit seeks renewal. The moment you whisper a prayer before sleep, your spirit begins its journey. It communes with God beyond the conscious mind. You may drift into dreams, but your soul continues its worship. This is why some people wake up with divine clarity, answers to unspoken questions, or unexplainable peace. Their spirit was in conversation with God while their body slept. Praying while lying down opens that spiritual channel. It says, "Even when I sleep, my heart stays with you." The prayer that builds divine protection. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Psalm 4 verse 8. The night is both beautiful and vulnerable. When you lie down, you enter a state of helplessness, unaware of what surrounds you. Yet prayer before sleep builds a wall around your spirit. Each word becomes a shield. Each breath becomes a barrier against unseen forces. Those who sleep in prayer rest not just in a bed, but under divine guardianship. Angels stand watch. The atmosphere of the room shifts. Darkness cannot dwell where prayer lingers. You may not see it, but heaven moves when faith is whispered through fatigue. That is why bedtime prayer is not optional, it is essential. It doesn't just protect your dreams, it purifies your soul. When you pray lying down, God searches your depths. Search me, God, and know my heart, test me and know my anxious thoughts. Psalm 139 verse 23. Lying down is the most honest posture. You cannot hide behind performance or ritual. It strips away pretense. In that vulnerability, you stand spiritually naked before God. Praying in that position invites divine examination, not to condemn, but to cleanse. God meets you in your weakness and shows you what still burdens your heart. The prayer you whisper while half asleep carries more truth than 1,000 rehearsed speeches. Because it comes from raw emotion, unfiltered honesty, and spiritual surrender. When you pray lying down, you give God full access to your fears, desires, and hidden wounds. And He answers not just through words, but through dreams, peace, and renewal of strength. How night prayer renews your mind. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12 verse 2. The thoughts before sleep shape the energy of your night and the direction of your morning. When you end your day in prayer, you rewrite your mental script. You replace anxiety with assurance, and fear with faith. This process renews your mind through divine alignment. The moment your thoughts turn toward God, even while lying in bed, neural patterns shift. Peace begins to dominate where chaos once lived. Scientific research even shows that thoughts before sleep imprint deeply into the subconscious. Prayer, therefore, not only heals the soul, it reshapes the brain. So when you pray lying down, you are literally renewing both your spirit and your mind. The secret power of silent prayer in bed. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Matthew 6 verse 6. Silent prayer in bed is not weakness, it is spiritual maturity. It means you trust that God hears the unspoken. The greatest prayers are often wordless. They come through sighs, through tears, through gratitude too deep for speech. When you lie quietly in bed, eyes closed, heart open, heaven listens. The stillness becomes the loudest worship. Silent prayer teaches humility. It removes performance and leaves only presence. That is the kind of worship that touches the throne of grace. Dreams and revelations that follow night prayers. And in the last days, God says, I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions, your old men will dream dreams. Acts 2 verse 17. Many underestimate the spiritual power of sleep. Yet through Scripture, God often spoke in dreams. When you pray lying down, you prepare your spirit for divine communication. Dreams become a sacred language. Messages that cannot be heard in the noise of the day are whispered into your resting soul. Sometimes it's a warning. Sometimes a vision. Sometimes just a deep sense of knowing. But all flow from a spirit aligned through prayer before sleep. If you've ever woken up with peace after praying at night, that was not coincidence. That was communion. Your bed as a sacred altar. Surely the Lord is in this place. Genesis 28 verse 16. Prayer transforms ordinary spaces into holy ground. When you pray lying down, your bed becomes more than furniture, it becomes an altar of rest, surrender, and faith. Every night, you can turn your private space into a temple of peace. You don't need elaborate words or rituals. Just a heart that whispers, Lord, be with me as I rest. That simple phrase shifts your energy, renews your spirit, and invites angels to dwell with you. When the morning comes, your first breath will carry gratitude instead of exhaustion. Because your night was covered by prayer. Before you sleep tonight, don't scroll through distractions or sink into worry. Whisper a prayer. Let your last words of the day be spoken to the one who holds your tomorrow. If this message touched your heart, share it so someone else can find peace in their nights too. And if you want to walk deeper into faith, light, and spiritual wisdom every day, subscribe now. Because the next revelation might be the one that changes your entire life.